The Nomad District of New York City. Once known for its wholesale stores on Broadway, it's since become a neighborhood full of luxury condo buildings, trendy bars, cool lounges, amazing restaurants, and an increasing number of high-end hotels. For those not familiar with New York City, the districts of Manhattan have many acronyms to describe themselves. For example, Soho means south of Houston Street, and Tribeca means triangle below canal. Well, today, I wanted to talk about Manhattan's Nomad District, which means north of Madison Square Park. As per the trend in this district, they were the proud new location of one of New York City's newest luxury hotels, the Ritz Carlton Nomad. Now, I was fortunate enough to get an opportunity to stay here, checking in only 3 days after their initial opening to the public. And as you'll see, not everything always goes perfect, even for the Ritz. Driving into the city was unexpectedly mellow for a midday on a Wednesday, which was a welcome change in my last trip to the city. I knew before I left that I was going to valet because I can't stand the drama of self-parking in the city, especially when I have luggage. As I was driving in the roads, they were hideous with lots of road construction everywhere, especially on West 28th Street at the front entrance of the hotel. It reminded me of driving on some kind of back road in Peru somewhere. Hopefully, this gets sorted out sooner than later. In any event, the entrance and the front courtyard area of the Ritz was really nice and super welcoming. The doormen were really buttoned up, looking good, and smiling. Exactly what you would expect for a Ritz Carlton. They immediately grabbed my luggage, had it on a cart before I knew it, and took care of my car straight away. The valet parking is about $75 per day with no in and out privileges, which in my opinion wasn't really a surprise because that's pretty commonplace in the city. And I thought that the valet fee was reasonable considering the hassle it saves me self-parking, and the self-parking fee in my experience isn't that much of a savings anyway. Now, I've stayed at 4 other Ritz-Carltons in the past, so this is my 5th Ritz-Carlton. However, it didn't look like the others. It was much more modern upon walking in. The vibe was noticeably more on trend with high-end versions of what you might find at like a W hotel, for example. You walk through a cool kind of greenery area before arriving in the hotel lobby where you're greeted by staff and an offer of complimentary Prosecco. So far, so good. I checked in at 4:30 p.m. However, my room wasn't yet ready. And that did catch me a bit off guard because check-in was at 4 p.m. But I chalked it up to last-minute preparations. It was a new hotel, 3rd day open. So I sat in the lobby, checked out the ambiance, and it was really cool. It was a super welcoming area. After about 10 minutes, they did have my room available, which was the Manhattan room on the 26th floor. And as I stepped into the elevator, it wasn't super clear because there was no buttons inside of it. You had to select a floor on the outside of the elevator, and then you stepped in and you're committed to whatever floor you selected outside. It was no big deal, but it wasn't like immediately intuitive on how to use the elevator either. Upon stepping out of the elevator, the halls were nice, but as expected. And as I opened the door to my room, the name of the room said it all. My view of Lower Manhattan was with the Freedom Tower directly out my window. It was absolutely incredible. It was reasonably sized room too for New York City. The closet was pretty much standard. The bathroom was very nice with an inviting standalone tub, the commode for the toilet, which I always really like, and the shower area was really well outfitted with Philosophes products, which is a French brand that was originally started out making candles. The cost for these amenities run anywhere between $30 and $50 each if you were to buy them. So pretty nice amenities for the bathroom. The towels and linens were amazing. And of course, it never sucks when you're one of the first people to get to use everything because it's all brand new, being a brand new hotel. So that was a treat for sure. I do have to throw a mention out to the toilet paper as well. Not sure what brand it was, but it was the most top quality toilet paper I've ever used. Amazing. Now onto the main room. As expected, the bed was beyond comfortable. The pillows were plentiful and had a variety of firmnesses that were available. The sitting area was nice, but I would like to have had a spot with a little bit more conducive for setting up and getting some work done on my computer. Not a deal breaker, but I'm not certain this was meant so much for a business traveler anyhow. The minibar was nice, lots of options in there, but with one fatal flaw. No menu. I called to the front desk to ask them for one to be delivered. After 10 minutes, nothing. When the turndown service came, I asked them for one again. Nothing. I then was downstairs and asked a 3rd time, do you have a menu for the minibar? And apparently there's no menu for the minibar. And I had been eyeing these peanut M&Ms the entire time, but considering they could have been anywhere between $5 and $25, I just opted out, figuring that it was probably on the latter side of the pricing scale. Now the coffee was good, the water bottles were plentiful, which I really liked, and I did get a personalized welcome letter at the hotel. And it did come with some next level chocolates that I immediately devoured. When I checked in, I was told that the rooftop bar was closed and not due to open for another few months, which was a bummer because I really wanted to see the views from the rooftop. And one of the two restaurants, the Bazaar, was also not open yet, and that would not be for another few weeks until it is. Regardless, I was excited to try the cuisine of the highly touted Jose Andres, as the other restaurant that they had, the Zaytinya, was indeed open. However, when I called down to make a reservation for one, yep, it was me and all my friends, I was told it was totally booked and I could either order room service or go off property and eat. So not wanting to leave the property so I could take in all the new Ritz Nomad had to offer, I was then relegated to ordering room service. So what do? I looked around for the room service menu, checked on the TV menus, nothing. So I called down again and asked for this elusive menu in the hotel room, because apparently they don't like to put menus in the hotel rooms. And they sent someone up with a little glass chip that had a little QR code with the menu. While I waited for the menu to come up on my little glass tab with the QR code, I had an opportunity to speak with the PBX agent on the phone. She was super cool and super helpful. She offered to walk me through the menu line by line with descriptions and her opinion, which she proceeded to do. So I mentioned I was kind of surprised that there was no minibar menu and that the room service menus did not come already equipped in the rooms. She apologized and said that they did lots of mocks preparing to go live, but it's always nice to get feedback to improve because, you don't always know what's going to happen. She recommended the New York strip steak, which I ended up getting, and it was really good. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of getting French fries with a nice steak. I prefer mashed potatoes or a roasted potato. Now, I travel a lot for work, and I've ordered room service lots of times over the years. And since COVID, I will tell you the room service experience has been absolutely hideous. Finally, for the first time since March of 2020, have I gotten normal room service at a hotel. They had plates, they had silverware, it did not have boxes, they did not take shortcuts, it did not have plastic cutlery. It was a very welcome relief to what pre-COVID room service used to be at a nice hotel. So really enjoyed getting that. I would rate the steak about an 8, but the rest of it was a strong 6, weak 7 in my view. I really wanted to eat at the restaurant and was kind of shocked that they couldn't accommodate me still. Anyway, I woke up in the morning the next day to go downstairs to the lobby, grab a cup of the complimentary coffee, or in my case, it was the complimentary tea, and took a look around the bar area. It was really, really well done. It was great energy. Everything flowed well. The bathrooms were super nice, and I have no doubt this will all look even better when they're finished with the remaining construction. There were still some areas that they were working on here and there. I then made my way down to the gym and spa area, and it was okay. I say it was okay because although they had some nice amenities like a Peloton and top-of-the-line techno gym equipment, it wasn't really big. I think more than 7 or 8 people in this gym, and it could feel really, really crowded really quick. That said, waters were available, complimentary headphones were there, towels were nice, they had some dumbbells, kettlebells, and the expected, usual was all in that area, along with a nice bathroom. It was a quaint gym, assuming not too many people are in there at once. I then moved on to the breakfast, which was the Zaytinya. At least I was able to have breakfast there since I couldn't have dinner. Now, this restaurant's a Turkish, Greek, Lebanese fusion menu. So it had some really interesting things to say the least. I ended up going with the avocado toast and a side of bacon. It was good, nothing earth-shattering, but good. But I wanted to get a sense for the service, which was awesome, and get a sense for what the atmosphere was like in the restaurant, which again, I would have really liked to have a dinner experience there. But either way, I liked what I saw. All in all, my experience with the Ritz Nomad was really good. I think for only being a few days old when I arrived, the service was really good. No one was a jerk. Kudos to the hiring managers. Now, I want to be fair with the food, but to be honest, I don't feel like I had a proper enough experience to justify a review of the food. The room service was okay. The food was good, but I would have expected a little something extra considering this is a Ritz. Now, the hotel was really beautiful, really modernized in a fresh and earthy way from other Ritzes that I'd stayed in the past. Well done on that, Nomad. A decent room in New York City is going to run you anywhere between $300 and $500 per night. The rack rate for my room at the Nomad Ritz on their website was about $1,300 per night. Considering you get about $150 of in-room amenities, reasonably priced valet, and the food cost being consistent with other decent hotels, I would say it's worth it if you can afford it, but only after all the construction is done. I would have really loved a second restaurant option and to be able to go up to the rooftop bar. So overall, my rating for 3 days in was a 7.8. The good, Service is really good overall, the hotel is beautiful, and the views, at least in my room, were incredible. The room to improve? Iron out the kinks. I think that will come with just time and business. Get a menu for the minibar. Open the rooftop and the bazaar restaurant as soon as possible, or at least disclose that up front before someone books. Because if that's not going to be open, you're going to get another disappointed person. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video all the way to the end. Hopefully you liked it, but if you did, let me know by hitting the like button and the subscribe as well. Thanks again. Take care.